investigation. The Delhi Chief Minister, as per sources, has been summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation in relation to the Liquorgate matter. Remember that the former Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Manish Sisodia, is already behind bars on this particular issue. And now we're getting information that the CBI has decided to summon Mr. Arvind Kejriwal himself in the Liquorgate case. We'll await the exact details with respect to the kind of summons that has been issued and as to when he'll have to make an appearance before the Central Bureau of Investigation. But remember, this is all a follow-up to the investigations that have been already conducted by the CBI, including the filing of an FIR towards the middle of last. Bhavtosh is joining us for more on this. Bhavtosh, this is a big breaking development. Tell us more about the summons issued to Arvind Kejriwal on the part of the Central Bureau of Investigation.
It's not this statement, no official word from the Central Bureau of Investigation. We are trying to get in touch with them, but it's a massive development that has taken place in the excise policy, in the excise policies. The development that has taken place is that summons have been issued to and summons have been issued for 16th of April. Remember, there were several times in the prosecution complaint that were filed by the Enforcement Directorate and also in the remand note, where it has been mentioned that Arvind Kejriwal, being Delhi Chief Minister, was aware of the fact that the profit margin increased from 5% to 12% for wholesalers, and that was done in a very abrupt manner, and this happened at the residence of Arvind Kejriwal. Another mention was that when the accused Samir Mahindru had a chat with Arvind Kejriwal, that happened through a FaceTime, and this was arranged by Vijay Nair. Vijay Nair was one of the big names that was arrested way back in September of 2022. Now, what we are gathering from our sources is that Arvind Kejriwal has been summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation on 16th of April, but one has to wait and see what the CBI will be saying. Earlier, when Manish Sisodia was summoned on the second occasion, that's on 26th of February, he was formally arrested by the CBI. So this is the big development that has taken place as far as this case is concerned. The fact that Delhi Chief Minister and the national convener of Aam Aadmi Party has been summoned by the... We are joined by BJP leader RP Singh. The development that has taken place in the alleged excise policy scam is that Arvind Kejriwal has been summoned for 26
BJP on the phone line for more on this. Mr. RP Singh, what's your first reaction? Sources have said that Arvind Kejriwal has now been summoned by the CBI in the Liquorgate case.
Well, that's a very obvious step because he is a Chief Minister of State and then he is heading the cabinet. All decisions taken by the cabinet, he has to give approval for that. He is part of that cabinet, every cabinet meeting. So he being heading the state. So CBI has the right to inquire the person that how all such decisions were taken. Although Mr. Manish Sisodia was spearheading the complete just whole of the scam, but nothing can happen without the consent of the Chief Minister. And also, there's one of the witness which is on record saying that the Chief Minister on a phone call said that one of the key colleagues in the system has all the consent of the Chief Minister. Whatever he says is accepted by the Chief Minister himself.
But Mr. RP Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party is always alleged that as far as the Liquorgate matter is concerned, and the cases that have been filed against their leaders in this particular case have all been born out of vendetta on the part of the ruling dispensation at the centre. What's your response? Because that presumably might also be the reaction now.
What was the court decision just in the recent hearing when Mr. has seeked for a bail. Court said that you are the key conspirator, you are the key person in the complete scam, and also that the scam is worth some 90 crore rupees. It was the court's observation. So if they have anything else to say, they should go to court and get it quashed. But court has neither given in the bail, neither is quashing the investigation.
And Mr. RP Singh, the other question, of course, is that a lot of the opposition parties as well have stood in solidarity with the Aam Aadmi Party. There are certain glaring exceptions in this, but there appears to be a consensus building within the opposition that as far as the Liquorgate probe is concerned, there is malicious prosecution now on the part of the central agencies. What's your response to that?
Well, again, I have to say the same, that they have to go to court, get the FIR or get the investigation quashed, or otherwise, whatever court is taken will be taken as the truth. That court has already stated that whatever is happening, it was against the basic framework of the constitution of the city, and there is a scam which the court also smell in the process of the liquor policy.
And Mr. RP Singh, when Mr. Manish Sisodia was at the receiving end of all these allegations, you demanded his resignation and he had to eventually resign following his arrest. What's your take now on Arvind Kejriwal now that he's been summoned by the CBI as per sources?
Well, we have been asking for his resignation quite long. I mean, our party has demonstrated probably every week now on his resignation, that since he is the one who is heading the city, he is the one who is heading the cabinet, so he must resign.
Okay, a demand for resignation now coming from the Bharatiya Janata Party with respect to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Thank you, Mr. RP Singh. Mohit as well as Bhavtosh with us. Bhavtosh, we'll of course wait for an official confirmation on this from the Central Bureau of Investigation, but the BJP wasting no time. They've latched on to this piece of news that Arvind Kejriwal is being summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation. They've demanded or reiterated their demand for his resignation as Chief Minister.
Well, Siddharth, you see, BJP has been saying this for a long time, and after the arrest of Manish Sisodia in the alleged excise scam, we saw that how the BJP was protesting, and they were reaching out to various societies of Delhi, colonies of Delhi, while they were saying that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin of the CBI scam. And now various BJP leaders are coming out and they're saying and they're tweeting that there were FaceTime talks between the accused and
Mohit, I just need to interrupt you because Bhavtosh has some more details with respect to the summons that have been reportedly issued now to Arvind Kejriwal. Yes, Bhavtosh. Well,
yes, Siddharth.
Bhavtosh, I just need to interrupt you. We have Mr. Harish Srivastav of the Aam Aadmi Party. Mr. Srivastav, we are getting news that Arvind Kejriwal has been summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation. इसके बारे में कहना क्या है आपको?
देखिए, ये एक्सपेक्टेड लाइंस पर है, इसमें कुछ भी नया नहीं है। जिस तरह से बीजेपी इन एजेंसीज का इस्तेमाल कर रही है, जिस तरह विपक्षी दलों को हैरेस कर रही है, एम्बेरस कर रही है, सम्मान दे करके बुला करके, तो इसमें कुछ नया नहीं है, क्योंकि अरविंद केजरीवाल का किसी केस से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है। आपको मालूम है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल के पास कोई डिपार्टमेंट था ही नहीं, कोई भी मिनिस्ट्री वो हैंडल ही नहीं कर रहे थे, तो फिर उनका क्या इन्वॉल्वमेंट हो सकता है। बट ये बीजेपी को अरेस्ट करने के लिए करना है तो वो करेंगे, इससे कुछ परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है, इसमें कुछ होने वाला नहीं है, चाहे वो कितना भी।
लेकिन श्रीवास्तव जी, अगर चाहे वो एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट की प्रोसिक्यूशन कंप्लेंट हो, कुछ जगहों पर अरविंद केजरीवाल के खिलाफ रेफरेंस है, उनके खिलाफ कोई आरोप नहीं है, उनको अक्यूज नहीं बनाया गया इस मामले में, लेकिन रेफरेंसेस है ईडी के प्रोसिक्यूशन कंप्लेंट में। अगर आप देखें, जब विजय नायर का भी जिक्र होता है, तो बीजेपी कह रही है कि इस मामले पर, इस मुद्दे पर, इस बेसिस पर उनको समन किया जा रहा है। इसके बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, आपको अच्छी तरह से याद होगा सिद्धार्थ कि जो अभी मनीष सिसोदिया के केस के अंदर जो थर्ड सप्लीमेंट्री चार्जशीट फाइल की है, उसमें भी मनीष सिसोदिया का नाम तक नहीं है। तो ये लिंक, रेफरेंस, ये सब चीजों का कोई कोर्ट में कोई वैल्यू नहीं होती है। यू हैव टू ब्रिंग आउट एन इनकंट्रोवर्टेबल एविडेंस बिफोर अ पर्सन इफ यू वांट टू डू इट। और इस तरह की जो समनिंग है, इसके बारे में अभी संजय सिंह ने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी, आपने देखी होगी कि किस तरह से ईडी लोगों को टॉर्चर कर रही है। एक चंदन रेड्डी जिसने फाइल कर दी है पिटीशन अपनी, उसके कान के पर्दे फट गए मारने से।
But Mr. Srivastava, the fact is that as far as Mr. Sisodia is concerned, each time he's applied for bail, that bail has been denied on some grounds or the other. Many believe that is prima facie merit in the allegations against him. What's your response to that?
You are absolutely right. There is no harm, there is no problem at all. Let the court deny it. The moment it reaches to higher courts, the things will substantiate.
Okay, Mr. Srivastava, please stay with us. Political analyst, please stay with us. Mr. Amit Malviya of the Bharatiya Janata Party also joins us. Mr. Malviya, Arvind Kejriwal has been summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Will you continue to press your demand for his resignation?
Well, it is not unexpected or unusual for Arvind Kejriwal, who happens to be the Chief Minister of Delhi, to be summoned by the agencies in the massive liquor scam that has unfolded in Delhi. As the Chief Minister, he is responsible for all the decisions his cabinet takes. And if Manish Sisodia, as Deputy Chief Minister, was the one who was driving this entire scam, then it's quite unlikely that Arvind Kejriwal did not have a role in it. Also, there seems to be a lot of evidences that are emerging which indicate that Arvind Kejriwal could be complicit. Latest being the reference to 15 crore being delivered to the daughter of Telangana Chief Minister at the behest of Arvind Kejriwal. We have Vijay Nair, a close associate of Arvind Kejriwal, who is in the ED net. So there are a lot of things that lead up to Arvind Kejriwal's doorstep, and let him cooperate with the agency as the Chief Minister of Delhi, as a responsible, law-abiding citizen, which I'm hoping he is. He should cooperate with the agencies and let the investigation unfold.
But Mr. Malviya, the Aam Aadmi Party continues to maintain, and a lot of the parties appear to have rallied alongside the Aam Aadmi Party, perhaps with the exception of Congress, when it comes to the Liquorgate matter. And they've alleged that this is nothing but a malified intent on the part of the BJP and the ruling dispensation, which is using these agencies against members of the opposition to intimidate them.
Look, if corruption is going to be the rallying point for opposition, then the country is watching them. As far as the allegation that agencies are being misused is concerned, both Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia continue to be in jail for several weeks and months now, despite they approaching the courts for release. The courts seem to have found prima facie evidence of their involvement, their complicity in these scams, and that is why they have not been given bail. So political rhetoric aside, we are a country run by rule of law, and if there is evidence to suggest that Manish Sisodia was responsible for unleashing the scam on Delhi, then naturally as Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal also will be questioned. So let the agencies do their work. We have a very robust judicial process. The courts are there. If somebody feels aggrieved, they can seek relief. But the fact that they are not getting relief should tell you that there is prima facie corruption, and being an opposition does not mean you have immunity from investigation in cases of corruption.
And Mr. Malviya, now that we're getting news that a sitting Chief Minister of Delhi is being summoned for questioning by a central agency with respect to the Liquorgate matter, some leaders of the BJP in the past have said that Arvind Kejriwal's position as CM is untenable given the circumstances. Will that demand now only intensify now that he's been summoned?
Well, let the investigation happen, and as facts emerge, naturally the demand for him stepping down would gather steam. But like I said, as Chief Minister of Delhi, he is responsible for all the decisions that his cabinet takes, and therefore it is quite unlikely that he will be able to pull himself away from this massive corruption. And naturally somebody corrupt and likely to get convicted cannot continue as the Chief Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Malviya, for your response. We also have Akhilesh Pratap, in fact, of the Congress, in fact, responding to us. Mr. Akhilesh, how do you see this latest development where a sitting Chief Minister has been summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation into the Liquorgate case?
नहीं, कोई आश्चर्यजनक नहीं है
जी।
जैसे जैसे चुनाव करीब आएगा वैसे वैसे विपक्ष के लोगों पे ये दबाव बढ़ता जाएगा। जैसे से चुनाव करीब आएगा उन प्रदेशों में बीजेपी की जो पॉलिटिकल टीम है, ईडी, सीबीआई, इनकम टैक्स, वो वहाँ डेरा डालती जाएगी। विपक्ष एक न हो सके, उसके लिए विपक्ष के खिलाफ जो कुछ भी करना होगा वो सब होता रहेगा। अभी तो ये और बढ़ेगा लोकसभा चुनाव तक,
लेकिन अखिलेश प्रताप सिंह
क्योंकि ये परेशान है कि सत्ता जा रही है।
लेकिन अखिलेश प्रताप सिंह जी, जो आपके कॉलीग हैं दिल्ली में कांग्रेस के,
जी
अच्छा मिस्टर अखिलेश प्रताप, मुझे आपको बस 2 मिनट रोकना पड़ेगा। वी ऑल्सो हैव मिस्टर अखिलेश पी त्रिपाठी ऑफ द आम आदमी पार्टी ज्वाइनिंग अस एज वेल। मिस्टर त्रिपाठी, क्या कहेंगे आप इस लेटेस्ट डेवलपमेंट में, जहां पे एक सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को, सीबीआई ने समन किया है लिकर गेट मामले में? Right, we'll come back to Mr. Tripathi in just a short while. He's a member of the Legislative Assembly on the part of the Aam Aadmi Party. Of course, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, we're getting information, has been summoned in the Liquorgate case by the Central Bureau of Investigation. This is, of course, following a series of rounds of questioning that Mr. Manish Sisodia himself has been subjected to, both by the Central Bureau of Investigation as well as the Enforcement Directorate. There have been references that have been made to Arvind Kejriwal in the prosecution complaint of the ED, though not in the capacity of an accused. He's not been formally charged in this particular case at all so far. However, nevertheless, questions have been raised over whether or not he was in the know about the certain changes that were being made to the liquor policy. Manish Sisodia, of course, has been in prison for an extended period of time now, and his repeated attempts to procure bail have also been denied by the courts. And Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, it remains to be seen in what capacity he is actually being summoned on the part of the CBI and the kind of questioning that he might now be subjected to thereafter. We also have Mr. Somnath Bharti, of course, somebody very closely associated with Mr. Kejriwal as well. Mr. Bharti, how do you respond to the summons that have been issued to Mr. Kejriwal, a sitting chief minister, now in the Liquorgate matter, sir?
It basically shows the frustration of BJP. It basically shows the way they are scared of Kejriwal school of politics, the way Kejriwal ji has made miraculous changes in the people-centric politics, and that is being countered by BJP in such a manner. I think it's a bad day for democracy, but whatever they try, whatever they do against Mr. Kejriwal, he'll come out clean.
Okay, we have the Mr. Adesh Gupta as well, senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party in the national capital. Mr. Gupta, आम आदमी पार्टी ये कह रही है कि जो समन्स इशू किया गया है अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को लिकरगेट मामले में, वो मैलिफाइड इंटेंट दिखा रहा है, वो एक अटेम्प्ट है बीजेपी के द्वारा ऑपोजिशन को डराने की, इंटिमिडेट करने की।
देखिए सिद्धार्थ जी, आम आदमी पार्टी ने जो ये कहा है, ये पहले से ये कहते रहते हैं कि जब भी भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ कार्रवाई होती है, करप्शन के खिलाफ, तो उसका एक नफा तोला, एक रटा रटा यही कहना है कि वो ये विपक्ष को टारगेट कर रहे हैं। मैं आज अरविंद केजरीवाल से पूछना चाहता हूं कि आज जिस सम्मन उनको दिया गया, वो सम्मन पहले दिया जाना चाहिए था सीबीआई को, क्योंकि उस सरकार के मुखिया तो अरविंद केजरीवाल हैं, जिनकी नाक के नीचे ये करप्शन हुआ, ये भ्रष्टाचार हुआ, और शराब माफिया को फायदा पहुंचाने के लिए उनका 2% से कमीशन 12% किया, ब्लैक लिस्टेड कंपनियों को ठेके दिए। मैं समझता हूं अरविंद केजरीवाल को सम्मन ये भ्रष्टाचार।
मिस्टर गुप्ता, हमारे पास सोमनाथ भारती जी भी है। मिस्टर भारती, मिस्टर आदेश गुप्ता ये कह रहे हैं कि अलोंग एक्सपेक्टेड लाइंस था, इट ऑल पॉइंट्स टू द इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ मिस्टर केजरीवाल एज पर द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चनिंग दैट मिस्टर सिसोडिया हैज बीन सब्जेक्टेड टू, कि ये होना ही था कि उनको समन किया जाएगा।
It's very, very strange that kind of talk which Mr. Adesh Gupta is giving. We all know there is not an iota of evidence against Mr. Manish Sisodia or Mr. Satendra Jain or any of our leaders. What to say of Mr. Kejriwal? Of course, what the country is witnessing is no less than emergency. That they can call any politician, any political opponent, in the name of whatever they cooked up, the story they cook up. Mr. Sanjay Singh categorically was yesterday out in open. The way ED has been misused by BJP to target the political opponents. So it's all hogwash, and it's the desperation. This is the frustration of BJP. They're going to lose 24 very happily. Let me tell you.
Okay.
It just shows the way BJP is nervous about 2024.
And Mr. Bharti, something that the BJP also referred to was the fact that Mr. Sisodia's bail has been repeatedly denied. So they believe the denial of bail is prima facie gives credence to the fact that the allegations against him are true. How do you have to respond to that, sir?
See, we all know what's going on, okay? Gujarat High Court is refusing, to ask Gujarat University to show the degree of Mr. Modi. Satinder Jainji's bail application, when it was being the judge asked the state government, central government, that where is the proof against Mr. Jain? Then the matter was transferred to some other judge. So we all know what's going on in the country. Every citizen in this country is very well aware how and where things are going.
Mr. Bharti, the BJP has also been adamant, and some sections of the BJP have said that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal should resign now that he is a sitting chief minister of Delhi, who's now been summoned for questioning by a central agency. How would you respond to that demand for resignation, sir?
No, I mean, if one person should resign in this country, it is Mr. Modi. The biggest fraud of this country is Adani. Who is responding to that? They sell companies were created abroad to flush in money in the country. Lakhs of crores have been looted. Every political institution has been looted. Every institution has been looted. Every government and treasury has been looted. Who is responding to that? Do they have the guts to face JPC?
Okay, and finally,
to what extent they will hide this Adani?
Okay, so you're saying the BJP needs to answer on Adani as well. A final question to you, Mr. Bharti. What's going to be the Raniti now of the Aam Aadmi Party now that a sitting Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal, has been summoned? What's going to be your game plan from here on, sir?
Chako rakho saiya mar sake na koi. Okay? Kitna bhi kar lein. They were trying to eliminate Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party has been made national party by the people of India. So let them do their thing, we'll do our thing. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Bharti as well as Mr. Gupta, बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए. We'll see how the situation evolves with respect to the summons that has been issued to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of the National Capital.